Hey everybody, Joel at Up North Aquatics. Today, let's do a bloodworm feeding. But this time, let's feed everything. Everything in the fish room and everything upstairs. So, stick along and we'll see some tanks we don't usually see and feed some frozen food. Well, I guess I'll start with this tank. And I lied. Not all of them are gonna get frozen bloodworms. This one doesn't. This is just a small office cube with some blue shrimp, blue dreams. There's only a couple of them in here. They're hard to see. Some snails and some plants, just some moss and some pogo. None of this is fertilized and none of this is filtered, and it's been over a month and everything's doing just fine. So they just got a sprinkle of crushed flakes, crushed vibrobites, crushed micro pellets, little things they can pick on it. I only feed it like twice a week, and so far so good. All right, here's the next one. I already put the cube in there. I didn't realize it wasn't filming. But here is our pea puffer tank, pea puffer community. I have 7 adult pea puffers. I have about a dozen neon tetras and half a dozen cardinal tetras. This is my display office tank. I need to get some blackout curtains here. This grows a ton of algae. So what I'll do is I'll throw like a handful of snails in. They'll eat some of the algae and then the puffers will eat them. So it's kind of cool. Excuse me. Just filtered with a sponge filter and some pothos, which is just a house plant that will convert to aquatic roots. Take care of some of the waste in the water for you anyway. And that's about it. These plants in the bottom are short now, but they're all plants that get very tall, being pogo and bacopa. So eventually this will be a jungle looking tank, but for now it is what it is. Playing the long game with patience here. But yeah, anyway, snails help with some of the algae. The pea puffers eat the snails, and then I just scrape the rest of the algae off with the scrub brush. Pretty simple tank. Water changes once like every other week or every 3 weeks, because I only feed like every 3 days or so in here. And yeah, that's like kind of the show tank in the house that everybody gets to see. It's a cool shape. I think it's kind of like a neat design, and some definitely neat fish in there with the puffers. So that's that for everything upstairs that we usually don't see. And now let's move on to the fish room. Our next bloodworm tank is going to be this community, like I guess multiple breeding setup. We are breeding blue mystery snails. We are breeding mutt antlers with success, as you can see by the babies there. And we are breeding dark blue shrimp. Don't mind my kids talking to their guinea pig over there. Feeding them a salad. That's good. Pigs eat healthier than I do. I've had luck breeding all these different things in their own tanks, so I figured let's make it a community thing, and whatever happens, happens. Some of the shrimp are gonna get like eaten as youngsters, which is why, you know, there are plenty of places to hide here and lots of thick plants that I'm only gonna let grow thicker and thicker. And the snails have their eggs up outside of the water, so they should be pretty well protected. But neat idea, just one cube in there. Here's a really good shot of the babies at the surface. Just one cube in there, and I'll likely come back and sprinkle some fried food in there. These guys won't get frozen bloodworms. These are just the cherry shrimp and the red ram's horn snails. They got green beans yesterday. They're still working on them, so let them keep doing it. Here's the shrimp nursery with just some baby cherry shrimp that won't get it as well. More blue dreams, won't get it. These guys will. There's our grow out for our albino rubber or bristlenose plecos. That's just gonna float till it sinks, and then they'll catch it, so that's kind of boring. Here's our other mixed endler 10-gallon that's having been established a lot longer, so a lot more success there. They'll get one cube to pick at. The black mollies, no breeding activity yet, so we'll try to fatten them up. They'll get one cube to pick at. This is just snails right now, still deciding what to do with, and this is blue shrimp and blue ram's horns, so they won't get it as well. Here's an interesting one. Here's our monster pond. I'm filming the update today for that one too. They'll get like 3 cubes of this, and here he comes. Still probably not going to eat in front of me. They're not used to me being above them. give them 4 cubes. But at least you saw them that they're in there. They hide a lot. So yeah, like I said, I'm filming the update today on how this all happened. The fish are going to be in different places in this video. So if you missed the update that came out probably a few days prior to this, check that out first if you want to know exactly what happened. If you're into just the feeding stuff, well, here's just the feeding stuff. But yeah, so this is a neat little project. They'll get like 4 cubes of bloodworms. They'll eat it after I leave because they're not used to me being above them yet. And that's that. Here is our Vieja, our electric blue Cara, Bashir somewhere in here, and 6 silver dollar tetras. They'll probably go nuts for this stuff. A big fish, lots of fish. So I'm gonna feed them the 4 cubes as well. The main reason for the 4th cube is so some of it has a chance to sink to the bottom so that the Bashir could get some. So it's a little bit overfeeding, but I can always skip feeding them for a few days after this. And again, you know, this tank does look different too, so yeah, that's all in the update if you really want to know. Another one that looks different here. Here's our tiger barbs and our green Texas. Oh, also our rainbow cichlids in there somewhere, but I haven't seen them come out. That's not good. Uh-oh, he could be hiding. He just went in there yesterday. Oh no. And everything in this tank is sick. Ick. Great. Well, we'll be treating that soon. Oh man. Okay, well that sucks, but we'll get through that. That's not an issue. Oh, there's our rainbow cichlid in the log there. Okay, anyway, back to the feeding. Here's our tiger barbs and our green Texas. We'll put like 3 cubes in here just because some of it's got to make it down to our spotted pictus cats. No sign of that green Texas either. Again, probably hiding. Just went in here. Things just got moved around, so we're not going to pester them too much, but we'll leave enough in there that some of it'll sink. I wonder who I moved that brought that ick around. Now I'm like stressing out about it because it could start popping up in other tanks. Everybody seems so healthy, and I had them for such a long time, so we'll see what happens. At least it's ick. Ick's very easy to treat. That's not an issue at all. Fresh water changes aquarium salt, and a little bit of antifungal goes a long way. And yeah, so no big deal. We'll take care of that. It's like a sore throat. So yeah, here's the tiger barbs. Hopefully that green Texas comes out. Doesn't look like he's going to. These frogs. Frogs will get 1 cube. Wow, finger right in the way. The film quality, I swear, on this channel is just top notch. They'll get 1 cube. I don't know if they'll eat it right away. Huh, yeah, they will. What am I talking about? They might let it thaw out a little bit. These guys are doing good. Still shoving everything in their mouth that I put in there. No issues with that. I didn't think there would be. So they're doing great. More things that moved around. My male betas came out of jars and they're now in filtered tanks. There's 2 in these 2.5 gallons. They're on like a fasting day, so they're not going to get fed. Same thing with this guy and this guy. These 2 in the 10 gallons will probably get some tank mates. We'll come up with something cool. Maybe we'll do that as a video, like tank mates for male betas. That'd be neat. Here's our yellow labs. Now keep in mind, yellow labs are omnivores, so even though they're labeled as an aggressive fish, they do like a well-rounded diet and lots of actually like greens. You know, they'll eat vegetables even. But protein is never a bad thing. Everything can be good for them in moderation, but a lot of people make the mistake of saying it's an aggressive fish. And oh, it must be a meat eater, it must eat other fish. They do not. They'll bully other fish till they die, but I don't think they actually eat them, unless like babies they would. But for the most part, they do need a well-rounded diet to be healthy and to breed them, which is what we're trying to do. So there's a green Texas, finally joining the party. Beautiful looking fish. Sees the bloodworms, sees the camera, panics a little bit. Still panicking, but bloodworms, nah, I don't need them. Oh, bloodworms. Bloodworms, nah, I don't need them. Panicking, camera, oh, yeah. I'll get out of his face so he can eat in peace. He's not gonna eat any other way. Down here is Venom. who's pretty much going to be like our channel mascot at this point. Just an electric blue Jack Dempsey, nothing crazy about him, but I love Jack Dempseys. That's what got me started in like the cichlid world and the hobby at a young age. And my children love the electric blue one, so it's special to all of us to have one around. So he's just going to live out his life for now in this 20 gallon, and if he gets too big to live there by himself, he will go somewhere else. But he is our buddy and our pet, and he's beautiful. He looks great on this green, and just with like a touch of blue gravel on his black sand. I don't know, I think it's cool. Make your own opinion, but we love it. Here's a tank that looks like super spotless on the front because I just cleaned it with our magnetic scraper. I'll link that video here. That one is super cheap and extremely effective. I would say just as effective as the 60, 70, 80, 100, $200 magnetic floating scrapers for 15 to 20 bucks depending on the size you get. Oh, what am I doing? I'm gonna give them more than one cube. And it's been a couple months of using it on every single tank, every single week, with has not failed me once. So I'll link that one, that video here. Amazing product, just cannot say enough good about it. As our female betas, x-ray tetras, and bloodfin tetras keep their fill of bloodworms. People have struggled with these sororities. I think I just got lucky because nobody goes after anybody in here. I mean, it's super peaceful, but when I was breeding them for a little bit, these females would actually beat the crap out of the males after they spawned. So I stopped doing that anyway. I don't have the tank space with the other stuff I want to breed right now anyway, so we kind of stopped doing that. But just keeping them as pets, man, they're absolutely lovely to have. And it's just something cool. Everybody likes to see it when they're down here because, oh, how can you do such a thing putting betas together? But, you know, I guess if done right, it works. I mean, you know, or the way I did it works. I know other people have struggled, and I probably just got lucky with the females I have and how I added them. But I wouldn't discourage anybody from trying, as long as you have a safe backup plan to remove and rehome any fish that don't fare well in this situation, and you are always thinking about what's best for your animal. So yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We'll move on. Here's our last two of our gold rams that are still doing well. Again, I bought 6, and then one of them showed up with like a fungus on his eye, and then 4 of them died in the course of treating it. So I got a great deal on 6 of them for like 25 bucks. And so if these end up being a breeding pair, it'll be well worth it. And if they don't, I will likely rehome them and try again, or try to find other adults to pair with them, because, sorry, just playing with my kids here, because I don't know, I want to breed them. I don't really want them as pets. I just think they're a cool breeding project. So they wait for food to come down to them. They don't really go to the surface, so this is kind of boring, but they will really love those bloodworms once they get their chance to see them. And here, I don't know why I did that, it sounded dumb. The 125 that the monsters came out of, we have finally planted, and the plants have not gotten eaten, which is awesome so far. Just 3 goldfish as centerpiece fish, maybe get one more like a ranchu or something I don't have, and then I'm probably gonna do about 150 white clouds, and I think that will be it. But just like a cool like cold water thing with super hardy plants, super hardy fish that you don't usually see as centerpieces, and fish that you don't usually see in like huge groups. I like the small fish in a big tank idea, so I'm rolling with it. They're gonna get like well, there's actually not many fish in here, so they're just gonna get 2 things of bloodworms, which are thawing in my hand and getting really gross. And whatever is left over in like these empty compartments, and the rest of the bloodworms will just get frozen back again, and that'll be that, because that's everything. And that's that. As you can see, they're loving it, and so they'll be well fed, and I'll let them eat it and just start making waste for these plants to thrive. I did fertilize the sand because it's play sand. So I did put like my own fertilizer in the sand and fertilizer in the water, but yeah, I don't know, kind of a neat idea. Still waiting for the water to clear up a little bit, and then maybe we'll do like a pile of rocks or something on either side. I don't know. Or maybe we'll just let a big garden grow in the middle of this and have the rest of it just be open swimming space for the goldfish. Who knows? Stick around to find out. And that is everything upstairs and downstairs, guys. And so there's that. All right, guys, I'm gonna sign off on this one. Everything that I could feed bloodworms to, I fed bloodworms to for you. Again, I keep bloodworms mostly for like the puffers. So usually I do like frozen shrimp or something feedings, but you know, I had some extra bloodworms laying around. I got them on a good deal. I figured why not let everybody have them. And it went well, and you got to see the pea puffers, which I've been like neglecting from these updates for a long time, so that's cool, and they're still doing well. But I gotta go treat some tanks. Apparently somehow moving stuff around, someone got stressed out or got ick, and so we're dealing with that. But ick's like a sore throat, super easy to cure, so just got to get working on it. Thanks for sticking along if you made it this far. I really appreciate it if you subscribed, if this is the kind of thing you like. If not, no big deal. But and like the video, comment, whatever, it helps out so much, and I'd love to interact with everybody. Super fun to just talk to other people in the hobby or that are interested in the hobby, and you know, help each other out, just have a good time. So I will sign off on this one, and see you soon, and thanks for stopping by.